welcome to the virtual toast.
Yes, this is pre-PA and we are toasting.
This is Sophie.
She's with us. She wants to toast. She doesn't get any champagne, no.
No.
Any champagne, no. Yeah. So we're in a sequence because this is like New Year's for us. Hey guys, because we are super, super, super excited to be here tonight. We've been waiting for this day forever.
Yes. Where are you calling from? Or in from? Live from?
Congrats on the...
Whatever.
Oh, thank you so much.
you.
We're so excited. Listen, published authors. I don't know. We just feel so legit.
Yeah.
We're so excited to be able to share this with you. We've actually been thinking about this forever. Actually, for years.
Yeah.
And we finally just this year, we're like, hey, it's COVID. Let's just put it out there. Let's get it to these students. Let's get them what they need. And so we are so, so, so happy to be announcing that our book is coming out tonight.
And we really, really can't wait to hear what you think about it too.
Yes,
so if you have any feedback, please send it our way. We welcome it.
Yes.
Love feedback.
Yeah. Anything that we can think of that might help you is something that we put in the book, right? So we've just seen kind of some students make the same mistakes over and over again. And that's really just because a lot of times they get bad advice. They get advice that's either 20 or 30 years old, or they get advice from people who, went to PA school, but that's the only, hey guys, that's the only actually interview they've had, and they're not really sure how they got in or why they got in, but they just know they did. And so they give you the benefit of their experience, but we wanted to give you the behind the scenes stuff just because we know you guys are hardworking, and if you knew what to do, you totally do it, okay? Because we know that is the truth. So hey Kaylee.
What up, Kaylee?
Hey. Where are you guys calling from? Or I guess
Live from.
live
You copied
from?
me.
Texting from?
I said it wrong.
Sorry, whatever. Where are you guys coming from? And look what we have.
It's sparkly too.
It is. I know it's a Thursday, but it's like our book launch, and so we felt
Yeah.
it's okay, right?
So the real question is, what do you guys have to toast with?
That's right. Are you champagne gals? Or wine, or beer, or mixed drinks, or grape juice, or what? Like, we just want to know.
Grape juice?
Oh, well, okay, my family, some of us toast with grape juice. Long story.
Kaylee says her bed.
I love it. I feel you, girl. It's like 9 o'clock. It's on bedtime.
Lawrence, awesome.
Oh, Kansas, sweet. You know, I drove through Kansas once, and it ice stormed. Is like the ice storm of the century. Okay, it was 2007, like December 2007, and we got stranded. And I had like a U-Haul. I was taking all my stuff. Anyways, it was really, really scary because there'd be like signs on the interstate, next hotel like 500 miles, and so we were like, oh, we better get there. So, anyways, that's the only experience I've had with Kansas.
Is that when you briefly moved to Colorado?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. That was, I went out to find myself and then got lost and then came back. That was before PA school.
What'd you find out?
I found out quite a lot. That changing locations does not change who you are or what you want to do in life, right? And that really being a student is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And if I could, if I didn't have to work, I'd still be learning languages. I don't know. I'm a nerd, total nerd here, guys. So just nerding out.
I think everybody is kind of when it's something fun to learn. Everybody likes to learn.
Yeah, I mean, come on, PA students.
Yeah.
We're all a little bit nerdy
they
inside.
get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys understand. All right, so we wanted to. Are you gonna open it for us?
Yeah, I'll open it.
I
We'll toast.
Okay. Last time we tried to open this was when we graduated with our doctorates together, and I opened it too early, so I'm not allowed to open it. They were the camera ready, and then I popped it. It was like, oops. So okay, I get a little.
I think I hit a car when I opened it too.
Did you? Oh, that's so bad. Well, be careful here. Okay, I get a little nervous with opening. With opening. Okay.
Don't do that at home.
No, point it away.
Actually, I think I probably need a.
Katie's worked in the ER. She's seen bad champagne openings.
Okay.
No,
I'm scared. My husband's in the background, coaching me on how to open a champagne bottle.
No, wait, don't point towards me. Are you gonna open it, Edge?
I'm scared.
Just do it.
Yay!
Safely. That was a safe way to open it. Take it from an ERPA, right? Nobody's eyes were poked out. So do it safely. Actually, a lot of times I get the screw top ones because, because of this. That's why. All right. And we just wanted to toast with you. Just thank you guys so much.
That's all she needs.
I am a little bit of a lightweight. I can't handle much. So usually someone else gets to finish my drink, which is good for
Which
them.
is me.
Which is good for them.
It's a perfect friendship.
It's my short liver. I'm only 5'2". And so even though medically this isn't a thing, I feel like it is. My right upper quadrant is smaller than most people's.
She's really jealous of my legs. I'm 5'8".
I'm going to be an Amazon in my next life. I'm going to be at least 5'6", at least. I still hope that I'm going to grow, you know.
Hi, that
I'm
killer.
only in my 30s. Hey, that killer. Hey. All right.
Cheers.
So cheers to published authors. Say cheers.
And we guys hope you enjoyed the book. We're really excited for you to read it. We really hope, I think we're supposed to, that's bad luck. Sorry, let's try again. Hold on.
Can't go against the
In
universe.
any case, we really hope you enjoy the book and that it provides a ton of value for you. We have poured everything into this book and we've been talking about it for literally like 6 years. Hi, Maggie!
Aw, hey!
So after you read it, please give us your feedback. If there's anything missing out of it or that you would have liked to have seen, please let us know.
Get it to you.
Yeah,
we'll
we're
get it
here
to
for
you.
you.
We actually have something special for people who buy before midnight on Sunday. So if you buy the book before midnight on Sunday, we are going to email you our special like interview question brainstorm guide, and it's just a whole bunch of interview questions that you need to figure out the answers to, figure out how you want to say them, and we have little tips and stuff in there about where you should be going with those type of questions. So just as a thank you for supporting us and thank you for being there, that anybody who buys the book before midnight on Sunday, this Sunday, is going to get that for free. So we will just email it to you at whatever email you use when you sign up for the book.
Exactly, like what you need to think about when they ask you specific questions, like what are they going for with those questions. So super valuable. And thank you for all the congrats. You can purchase the book on the website, prepaclinic.com. Also, after we get off live, I will post that link in the Instagram bio as well.
Yeah. And so so anybody, so our hope was, okay, use the book, get your application great, and then get that interview, and then take these interview questions and kind of brainstorm through them, talk through them, and then grab that seat. Because, I mean, 2020 is going to be your year, right? Everybody's kind of like, 2020, but 2021, like, your year, right?
Yep.
This is the year for you to succeed, do crazy things. We've all been kind of stuck indoors for a while, so just take that as something positive. Make 2020 the best year of your life by saying, hey, that's the year I decided I'm going to get PA school. That's the year I did it right. That's the year that my application, got me that interview.
Yep.
So that's what we hope for you. So cheers to you
Cheers.
guys. Thank you so much for all your help and support, and we are so happy to be able to serve you guys. We love mentoring students.
Yes.
I mean, that's why we got into academia, and it's one of those things that we weren't really sure what we were getting into. And we actually sat in the same office our first day at work.
Yep.
We were hired the same
They put us in
program.
like this tiny closet.
No windows or anything, and we were like looking at each other, and we didn't know each other, and we are just like, hey, like, you know how like you try to go on friend dates, like you try to make friends, and so we I was like, hey, I'm Beth, I'm a PA, and she's like, I'm Katie, I'm a PA, and then we talked about trail running and travel and passion, and then like 5 minutes later we're like, so we're gonna start a business together. And it's taken a few years for us to like bring it all down and finally get it off the ground,
And here it is.
Yeah, here it is. So this is a long time coming, lots of cumulative work, and we're here for you. So we know that not everybody has a mentor, right? Not everybody has a PA or someone who's worked in PA admissions to ask things for. So, if you don't feel comfortable asking on the live, like DM us. Like we will answer you, okay? We'll answer you specifically. There's no bot. There's no virtual assistant. Like we will actually answer you.
It's just us. This is what you get.
That's right. This is what you get. A whole lot of awesome.
Yeah, that's right.
All right? Because we just know that some people need a mentor out there, because you guys, if we tell you the right things to do, we know you're gonna do them, because this is your dream. So excited to just be able to share this moment with you. So, all right. So remember, before midnight on Sunday, you get that free interview thing. We'll just email it to you, same email that you sign up to our book with. So yay!
Super excited.
Yes. Hey, put on your sequence, whether you guys are in finals week or, I don't know, if you're working and have some time off for Christmas.
Or in bed.
That's right. Enjoy yourself, right? Enjoy yourself this holiday season. Go out and see the Christmas lights. Do something fun for yourself.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
I mean, we'll see you before then.
Right.
Yeah, we like going live.
But it's okay. You can always get in the Christmas spirit early. I've been wearing Christmas socks for like 3 weeks now. Like, I try not to post 2 of them on there because I don't
Actually,
think
since July, but nobody's counting.
That's right. Sometimes I need to get in the spirit of things. I wore my moose socks yesterday, my Christmas moose socks, and so they're my favorite because moose is my spirit animal. So I don't know if you guys have a spirit animal. Okay, yours is jellyfish.
Wait, all right, type your spirit animal in the chat, please.
Actually, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Mine is moose.
Mine is a jellyfish.
Don't ask. Right?
They're so beautiful and graceful.
Yes, that's you. Graceful.
That's why it's my spirit animal.
Katie's graceful. And they don't like being high. They like the ocean.
Hi. Okay, anybody, spirit animal. Oh, a tiger.
Ooh,
yes,
that's
a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Unicorn.
I love it.
That's great.
I love it. One of my favorite videos as a kid was The Last Unicorn. And I'm really dating myself because I don't even know if that's actually
Sea
a video
turtle,
now.
yes. So peaceful.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, I saw some of those in Hawaii. They were ginormous. Like, I was so surprised how big they were. And they're, like, so graceful in the water.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
They might be able to eat a jellyfish. I'm just saying, like, I guess you
All right,
could see
Kaylee,
them.
yours trumped mine.
It's okay. Moose will trample everything.
Okay, the point of the spirit animal is not to attack other spirit
That's
animals.
true. That's true. But have you seen, like, the moose's nose? That's my favorite part. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
the rounded nose, yeah.
Yeah. So I went to Alaska. I saw, like, moose everywhere. I saw, like, baby moose and swimming moose. And anyway, so it's, like, my favorite state besides Montana.
They do eat jellyfish.
I was so right.
Oh my gosh, Kaylee's hilarious.
I wonder if they get stung. I don't know enough about the subject. We really need to research this. We really need to research this. Hey, anybody else have any good spirit animals that they want to share with us? My second one is a zebra. So if we get two, I would be a zebra.
My second one is elephant. They're
What
so
about
wise.
dolphin?
No.
Did you drink all the time?
Well, I mean, I drink
water.
water all the time. Let's clarify that. I drink a ton of water, like a gallon of water a day at least. I like a ton of water.
Yeah.
Water. Just to clarify. We're live. Like,
Oh, yeah, that's the problem with lives.
yeah.
You can't edit that out.
Hi, Lily.
Hey, hey, I love it. Okay.
For all of you newbies that are joining, please type in the chat what your spirit animal is.
Listen, we're just having a fun time. If you have any real questions, you can type those
yes,
too.
yeah.
But we're just having a fun time, just celebrating our lunch, and we just love that you guys are here to celebrate
Yeah.
with us.
So if you actually have legit questions, we are here to answer those too.
Yes. We're really just here to like give you encouragement, give you passion. We've heard some students over the past couple days are so discouraged because they're like, "Hey, I haven't gotten an interview," or "I got an interview, but I haven't gotten a seat." And don't get discouraged. I guess
Your time is coming.
right, and so sometimes things just have to align. What is the Jupiter or the Venus thing?
Oh, I don't know.
What? Okay, whatever. Anyway, so sometimes things just have to align, and my thought is if you don't get into X school, well, then that just means that there's another awesome place waiting for you. Because I promise you, when you get that seat, you'll be like, ah. This is what I've been waiting for. I'm so glad it came at this time, at this school, in this place. You're going to make amazing contacts and friends that you're going to keep for the rest of your professional career. So
This is a question after my own heart. So both of us, we're huge travelers. We travel all over the world. Love to travel. And you've asked, are there any countries currently that PAs can work in? I think the UK has some. So yes, let me make sure that's the end of your question. I think the UK has PAs. Yeah. So there are PAs in multiple different countries. There's actually PA schools in a lot of those countries as well. The laws vary just a little bit and your responsibilities vary just a little bit. So what you're in the US, you're definitely responsible for a lot more than you would be in some of those other countries. I haven't looked it up in the past few years though, so I could be wrong and they could have had legislation changes. So
yeah, so when I went to school, actually, I did a rotation in England, in Birmingham, and at that time they had just graduated the first PA class, and there's only like 6 PAs or whatever, and they were having a lot of problems with people just not understanding what PAs were. They didn't want to give them prescribing rights, and so they did have PAs at that time, but there weren't a whole lot. But I think that has gotten a little bit better. They're still struggling a lot in England. I know they hire PAs in New Zealand, and I think they've started their first school, but I don't know that they've actually graduated one, so you can also work in New Zealand. One of my professors actually did a hiatus and went to Saudi Arabia to try and start a PA program there. So at that time, when I went to school all those years ago, Saudi Arabia had the first PA school. Let me think. It's
I think South Africa has one.
Okay, sweet. I didn't know that. Yeah. And so the big thing is, I'm telling you, when you become a PA, go to New Zealand. Like, it is such a phenomenal culture. It is so cool. We actually knew, were they physicians or PAs that worked over there? Those people that Kara knew?
PAs.
PAs that went over and worked over there, and they said it was fantastic because it's just a different patient demographic. It was like snake bites and falling off cliffs, and so it wasn't, they didn't see a whole lot of like diabetes and heart disease because people were really still outdoorsy over there, and they said it was just a really cool adventure. They spent a couple years out there.
Yeah, lots of wildlife medicine.
Yeah, and they said like stuff you wouldn't know, like venomous X, Y, and Z, and just, it was just really cool. And so, my thought is if like you want to travel somewhere and be a PA, one, they speak English, which is easy, and two, like it's a phenomenal country. Like I cannot wait to go back. So I think that'd be a really cool place to do it. But you know, UK too. Canada has PAs. I don't know if they have any programs though, but I knew because one of the guys in my class was a Canadian PA. and he went back up
That's
there to
totally
work.
my passion, though. So I think that PA should be in every country of the world.
Yeah.
So please unite with me in that. I've been, working towards that for since I've been a PA, so for over decades. So PAs need to be in every country, literally.
And lots of schools actually do. Like I did international rotations, or they'll do like a mission trip on the if they have like a week off of school or something like that, or like some do mission trips to like Guatemala and stuff. And so even though you're a student, you can kind of go over there and be a PA, go to Mexico. So a lot of them do mission trips or do international rotations. So when you are thinking about what PA schools to apply to, like think about that kind of stuff. If that's what you're passionate about. I went to UK and they did international rotations. We did them in England, we did them in Africa. I went to Germany to do one. Really wherever you could set it up. You're allowed to do 3, I think, outside of the state of Kentucky, and so you could do kind of wherever you wanted. So think about that. I think that's awesome that you're already thinking about that. I love that because you're like already got your plan.
And that's a great point with missions. So my husband and I do a lot of missions. I do the medical part and he does another part of it. And you can practice, well, not practice, but you can go on mission pretty much in any country where you can get it set up, and it is phenomenal. Like it is, the kind of downfall to U.S. medicine is it's very legalistic, so it gets a little bit frustrating. You practice a lot of defensive medicine, you chart all the time, so much charting. We have an amazing profession, but that does get a little frustrating sometimes. But when you go on mission and on medical mission, you see these people that are so thankful, so grateful, and you have very limited resources, so you really have to depend on your clinical skills to diagnose somebody. So it is highly recommend it once you're a PA or even before you're a PA to go on a medical mission.
Haley.
Medical missions on applications are awesome. We love seeing those, especially when you can kind of give us the stories about the patients that you've seen there, because you really do see some amazing things.
Yeah, it'll change your life. I mean, it really will, because you'll be like, it just gives you a sense of how, I guess, the rest of the world lives, how the other half lives, however you want to say that, and just makes you so much more thankful and grateful for the blessings that you have here, able to get to school, able to go to school, able to graduate and have a career that impacts the world and that makes a difference and that you enjoy and that's flexible and that's amazing, and there's just so many things. So it really will change your life. So if you're interested in school, go to a school that does it. Afterwards, once you become a PAC, like your experience and your knowledge is going to be so needed around the entire world. So if you were saying, hey, I want to take 10 years and I want to travel and I want to experience stuff, you can do that as a PA. Like how many jobs can you do that as, right? It's amazing.
Which is actually one of the main reasons I went into the profession. I've always wanted to travel.
Yeah.
I've always had wanderlust, get very restless, and that is one of the professions where you could really travel anywhere. You could always have a job, you can always make a living from it.
And make a difference.
And make a difference. Like the people that you see, for instance, on one of our mission trips, we went to Cambodia, and the people there are just so grateful and thankful, and you really have nothing to offer them that's going to make, honestly, like long-standing changes. So you're seeing people in the middle of nowhere, and you have, some vitamins, and you have like maybe a CBC, maybe a glucose test, but you really have just patient education. But they're just so thankful and grateful that you took time out of your life to come and just sit with them and to examine them and talk to them and to tell them about how to eat right or whatever it may be. And it is it's far more rewarding for the practitioner than it is the patient. I'm sure they really do touch your life.
Yeah. For real, and they're so thankful.
Hi.
And you're so blessed. I would love to travel to PA. Yeah, totally understand. And it's just one of those degrees that you can do that with. Now, I mean, is it hard? Yeah, everything's hard, right? It's a lot easier just to get a job down the street and do that. But you're young. Like, while you have the chance, maybe if you haven't started a family yet or whatever, like do it. Just do it, because most people look back and the things they regret are the things they didn't do, not the things they did do, right? And so even if things don't work out perfectly, you're like, man, I'm so glad I went on that. Like, I'm so glad I did that. And to have a career that you actually make an impact doing that, it's not just you traveling around the world doing your own thing. It's like you're impacting every person that you, or every village or every city that you leave. I mean, how many people can say that? So I guess that's just one of the amazing things about our careers, that you really do make an impact. And so we feel like now too, every time you guys make an impact, it's
amplified on us.
Yeah, amplified on us.
We like to celebrate your success.
Yeah. So we want to be your mentors. We want to hear about it. Like if you guys get in, let us know where you get in. When you interview, let us know when you interview. When you guys graduate and go to freaking, I don't know, New Zealand or Guatemala Guatemala or Cambodia or wherever in BPAs, like we want to hear about it because we want to celebrate your success because that's amazing.
We actually did a pep talk with a student right the day before her interview. She was super nervous about it. Helped her through her resistance, and she actually got into that program. And and I think we were
so
more
excited
for her than she was. Like we definitely had another bottle of champagne.
Yeah, like she told her mom and then she told us. We were like, yeah, that's so great. Certain license in order to practice. Okay, so it just depends on the country. So some countries, you really just any medical knowledge is useful. Some countries you will have to get a license. We are probably definitely the most regulated though. Like for example, if you graduate from a program in the UK, you actually can't sit for your boards here. You have to graduate from an NCCPA accredited or an ARCPA accredited one here. And so it's not like you can go to school overseas and then come here and practice a PA. Like sometimes you can do that as an MD depending on your degree. And so, but most countries aren't so regulated because most countries don't have a surplus of providers. So it's just going to depend on your country. And if you're super interested in that, look for visa requirements. First world countries is going to be a little bit tougher. You're going to have to maybe get some licenses, pay some money, or pass some exams. But when we're talking about other countries, they're just grateful to have you. So that is one nice thing. And there's tons of stuff. Like one of my old professors would go to Kenya every year, and they had this huge big thing. And every month it would be new professors and new students from different schools going to Kenya. And because they wanted someone there, 12 months out of the year, and everybody would just go for a few months. So you can get in with that. A lot of surgeons do the Surgeons Without Borders.
Yeah,
it's you if you work for a
huge.
surgeon. Yeah, because
and you see some cool stuff.
Yeah. And you may change people's lives. Like they can't walk one day, so they can't walk. Guess what? They can't work, then they can't eat.
Or cataracts. Cataracts are huge.
Yeah, they can't see one day, and so you really can make a huge difference. And so when you're thinking about jobs, just think about, hey, does this give me the opportunity to kind of do what I want? Because a lot of hospitals, a lot of surgeons, a lot of church groups, there's a lot of places that you can get, if you're interested in working overseas, you can get started that way. And then who knows, you may never come back. That happens sometimes.
Or a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Where is your favorite place that you've ever been?
Favorite? Okay, so my favorite country has always been Austria. But I have to admit, New Zealand's a close second. But I've just loved Austria since I was a kid. And I can't even tell you why. Maybe it's sound of music.
It's the food.
Well, okay.
Number one, the food's fabulous.
It's true.
The wine's
And the
fabulous. And
so
it's like a
unspoiled.
fairy tale. Like there's
Yes.
like waterfalls, and then like a cow with a bell. And like
Yeah, and there's like cobblestone streets. Like you don't feel like you're in some touristy area. You
No.
feel like you've stepped back in time, and everybody like says hi to you, and it's all small town. There's no chain restaurants. I don't know. It just feels like a step back in time, and just you can feel your stress melting away. Like you can just.
Austria's pretty awesome.
Oh gosh, I love Austria. I can't wait till this COVID stuff is over.
You guys type your favorite country you've ever visited or place in the chat. And while you do that, the next question, what is the biggest difference between NP and PA? Yes, so that's a huge question, and you will almost absolutely 100% get asked this in an interview or some form of this. Yes, Austria was amazing. So the biggest difference is that we're trained differently. So PAs are trained in the medical model like doctors are trained. So we're trained to think and act and diagnose, treat like doctors are trained. NPs are trained more holistically. The length of training is also different. The other thing that I've noticed, which I haven't been to NP school, of course, only PA school, but I've trained lots of NPs who have been out of school for a long time or just coming out of school, and I've had to train them to do procedures. So they're not very procedure based in my experience of training NPs. PAs, when you graduate PA school, you know how to suture, you know how to do joint injections. We're very procedure based. And NPs, in my experience, which, isn't the whole world, but in my experience, they're not very procedure based. They've had to be trained on procedures.
And most go to like a family nurse practitioner school or a pediatric nurse practitioner school in ICU. And it's not that they can't change around, but typically they go and they do their rotations in one area. And they don't have as long. Like PA school rotations are typically a year, and NP aren't. And they follow the nursing model. We follow the medical model. So there are some differences. There's legislative differences too as well.
I love Mexico too.
Mexico?
The cenotes are amazing. Like one of the most beautiful things in the world. They're awesome.
Hey, that's cool. You've already started your bucket list though. Doesn't matter. It's not how many. It's all the quality of your time, right? Bachelor's in psychology. What?
That's me. I did that.
That's right.
Yes, they do. And it actually, honestly, it made me stand apart because almost everybody else was like pre-med track or I don't know what else is a popular one.
I was biology. That's a popular one.
Okay, bio. Yeah, so I that actually differentiated me because no one else that was interviewing had a bachelor's in psychology. So as long as you take your prereqs, because I went to Florida State, so I had to take a few extra classes that weren't part of my degree in order to meet the prerequisites of the programs I applied to. So as long as you meet your prereqs, absolutely, they'll accept a bachelor's degree and really anything.
Yeah, you can be a music major as long as you take your prereqs. And some schools, they really, really like that. They like people traditional, different. Yeah. Some schools think maybe more science-based classes prepare you better. But man, you get your prereqs in, you are qualified. Fine. It doesn't really matter what your degree is in. Yeah. One of the people in my PA program had been like a high school teacher for like 10 years or something, and so went back and did some prereqs. So, I mean, it's a second career for a lot of people. Yeah. So just kind of think about that. In some states in the U.S. Yes! Okay, so Montana is my favorite state, but Alaska is a close second. So, I don't know. I guess because there's moose in both of those. I just thought of that. That's interesting. Listen, it was between a provisional school and so provisional just means that they're new, and so you're under provisional accreditation when you first start, and so that basically our PA says, yes, we think you're going to do a good job, but we're going to keep our eye on you. And so for the first 3 to 5 years, you're just provisional, and what they do is they come back in like 2 to 3 years, and they'll decide like, hey, are you going to be able to get full? So provisional, it's not that it's bad, it just means that the schools are newer, so some things they have to iron out. Everything might not be perfect, but they have great incentive to pass that second site visit and become a fully accredited, or what we call continued accredited school. So don't let provisional kind of scare you off. They're usually sometimes a little bit easier to get into because they don't have all the data and all the PANCE pass rates that a lot of the longer term schools have that have been open for years. So if you're struggling a little bit with like, hey, maybe I don't meet some qualifications of some schools, provisional schools are really great because they're more likely to give students a chance because they know that they're just kind of starting and the reputation isn't there yet.
I think you just answered that one. Is it okay to apply to a provisional school?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Totally. Because that means that they've already checked that box. They've already been provisionally accredited, and all they have to do is make sure that they follow through on the promises. So they basically have all this big thing saying, we promise we're going to do this, this, and this, and this for our students, and they come back in 2 to 3 years. Did you do this, this, and this, and this for your students? Okay. And so if they do, then they're like, okay, now you become a continued accredited. So please feel free to do that.
I love this question. How long did it take you? You guys ask amazing questions, by the way. How long did it take you to feel like you knew what you were doing after you finished PA school? Okay, so I started out in. I went to a great program, but I started out in correctional medicine, which just means I worked at the jail. I worked with inmates, and then I went into emergency medicine. Correctional medicine, I felt pretty comfortable, and then emergency medicine, like my husband can tell you, like I would wake up at like 2 a.m. and be like, oh my God, I should have just admitted that patient.
Why didn't I get a CT?
Yes, or like, why didn't I get more testing? Like, I was terrified for a good 6 months, and that's totally normal. I didn't know it was normal then because I had nobody to tell me that, hey, it was okay. So now anytime, students rotate through with me or, like you guys, if you ask, I let you know, like those first 6 months, expect to be terrified. Expect to wake up at like 2 a.m. and be like, oh my, especially if you go into kind of a scary specialty, where it's a little bit more liability, like emergency medicine or critical care, that sort of thing. Because you do second guess yourself quite a bit those first 6 months. And I lost a lot of sleep.
You know
those
it,
first 6 months.
but you don't know that you know it, so you double check everything.
Everything.
It took me probably 2 years before I would be okay when my surgeon was totally gone. Like when he was on vacation and these fractures would come in and I'm like, oh my God, do we fix this now? Or they're going to have disability for the rest of your life? Or can we wait? And so it took me probably 2 years to like feel super comfortable. Like when he was gone, I could be like, I got this, Yeah. And every PA goes through this and they will all tell you like, hey, it takes a while to be comfortable. But again, that's why you have a supervising physician, right? And so if you're uncomfortable, the biggest thing is to know what you don't know. Okay.
Yes. Don't pretend.
Right.
Because that's when you'll hurt somebody.
It's better to ask than to assume, right? Because we know what assume does. Currently working on getting your bachelor's in health science. So mine was in biology, health science. That's great because most of the prereqs are going to be part of your undergraduate degree, and you might even take some upper level biology classes. And so any upper level biology, health science, anything like that is just going to make you that much more competitive. So for sure, health science is a great one to get in. Really, any sort of science class or science major, you're gonna probably get those prereqs. You too. Yeah, you too. Way to go, health science.
The highest and lowest paid specialties. So dermatology and emergency medicine are two of the highest. So AAPA comes out with a report every single year. And it lists all of the specialties and all of their pay, their average pay, their mean, their
median.
they list literally everything about the salary. So I know dermatology and emergency medicine, aesthetics is also up there as well. Lowest paid family practice, I have to say, is like, which is so sad because everybody needs family practice, but they're like one of the lowest paid.
Yeah, any kind of like a cardiothoracic surgery, like when you get experience in that, like, I mean, you're talking 6 figures, a couple numbers there. So if you get like vein harvesting experience, that kind of stuff. And it's really just going to depend on where you work too. So if you work in a rural area, your pay is going to be different than a city, but your cost of living is going to be different too. And then you have to think about work-life balance. And so are you willing to take a little bit less for maybe not having to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go take call? All that kind of stuff. So it's really just going to depend on the job. But you'll be able to make a living.
That's such a great point. So emergency medicine, I was there for 10 years and I just left in February with COVID. So emergency medicine is super fun. I made great money in it, but I was exhausted. I have 3 kids and, growing, as time went on, like I literally missed like half of the recitals, the sports games. So it was definitely a negative in the work-life balance. So definitely take that into account.
To work in college as a PA, do you have to take additional classes? No, so there's no like really, unless you do a fellowship, there's no additional classes. Now you probably might want to do your elective in that. So you have most schools have one elective where you can choose one of your rotations. And then a lot of it's on the job training. And so, because there's not like there's an additional oncology PA. Now you could go to CME or something, but you're probably just going to have to find a supervising physician who's going to work with you. If you are interested in it, definitely do your elective in it because most places won't hire you unless you'd at least have done like some work in that area.
And another great tip that I wish somebody had told me when I was in school, use your rotations as your network.
Yeah.
Like that is how you're going to get a job. So like, I mean, show up early, leave late, do whatever, and then meet as many people, as many providers as possible while you're in your rotations, because that network that you build is going to get you your first job.
It is crazy. It's like, I don't know, they used to call it like an old man's network or old guys club or something. They used to have a thing. And it really truly is because a lot of the physicians that are like fellowship trained and stuff, they all go to the same fellowship, right? So they all know each other. It is surprising. Like you'd be like, one physician, I work for this guy. They're like, oh yeah, I know him. I went to school with his brother. And so you'd be surprised. And they especially in a field like oncology, like they know who's looking for a PA. They can recommend you, and you're more likely to get a job if you're recommended by someone that they know, right? And just ask them like, hey, do you know anybody who's looking? Because they all know each other. They all refer out to each other. They work at the same hospitals. They do surgery at the same places. They share patients sometimes. It really is a small world, medicine.
I just learned about mind-body medicine. It sounds really interesting. That does sound really interesting. I guess that's like regenerative medicine.
I'm thinking that's like lifestyle medicine.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And so that's a big thing, more kind of out west, but it is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think that's really cool because you do treat the patient more holistically. And so that's something that I think is not taught well enough in a lot of our schools. So I think that's really cool that you could be a pioneer in that area.
It takes a minute for all the cool stuff to trickle out.
It does.
Out
It
east.
does. It takes a while. It's those Rocky Mountains. It's hard to get over that.
All right. Next is, I currently work in oncology, but I know some of our nurses need to get a specific type of training. Yeah. You wouldn't as a PA though. You would just need to find a supervising physician to help you. Yes, I work in aesthetics actually.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few PAs. You can Google PA aesthetic jobs and like just see what's in your area. Yes. All the Medi Spas and Botox centers and wellness places. Yeah, for sure. For sure, if you're interested.
Lots of aesthetic PAs, and it's super fun too.
Listen, you can work wherever you want. This is the beauty about being a PA. If you can dream it and you can find someone to hire you, you can work there. With Koa Lakin? I like that name. Okay. Hey. All right. Any more questions?
Guys.
Yeah, any more questions?
If you're just hopping on, we just wanted to say thank you. And yes, we'll cheers yet again with you, hopefully. Hopefully you guys have a glass of champagne or as Beth likes, grape juice.
Whatever works.
Whatever works, that's right. And we thought it would be fun, again, that we put together this really cool interview question workbook to help you think through the questions that you will most likely get asked, and kind of with also like some tips in there to help you understand what they're truly asking you through those questions. So you get that for free if you buy the book that launches tomorrow by Sunday at midnight. So we thought it would be really fun to give that to you guys. So we hope you love the book. We're really excited about it. We love you guys, and we literally cannot wait for you to join us as colleagues.
Yes.
Our
Keep in
career is
touch.
amazing.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Text us, DM us.
Yes.
Facebook us, Instagram us.
Yes.
All those things.
All the things.
All the things, because we are invested in you, and we want to hear about you, and we want to celebrate you. So we will totally celebrate you. We're cheers to you, and we are invested in your journey.
Yes. Have a good night.
All right,
Thank you guys for joining us. You're amazing.
Good night.
Good night.